How is it going, everybody? This is the first episode back, the Lowe Down Podcast. I know it has been like forever, but we got it rolling. And as we got it rolling, Austin acquired, he got a job, and it's his job he loves. So it occupied a lot of his time. So I completely understand that. But me, I'm a nerd. I got a lot of free time. Um, so I was like, let's keep this rolling. People like the Lowdown podcast. Let's keep giving people the lowdown. So what better time than the off season to start this back up, right? In our very first episode, it's going to be a refresher of an old episode we did, which is the QB Matchmaker. Last year, Austin nailed all of his guesses, so there's a lot of weight on my shoulder to see what I can arrange. But first things first, but what I'm going to start off with, I'm going to talk about what I think the Miami Dolphins are going to do. And I think that Jeff Hatley, former Packers defensive coordinator, is going to bring someone with him from Green Bay. He's going to bring Malik Willis, which we seen in his limited action. He looked so fucking good. He looked awesome. There were some Packers fans, my parents included, who were pro Willis over Love. So, seeing what he was able to do last year, I expect him to get a Sam Darnold-like contract from Miami, which is roughly $55 million in guarantees, $32 million signing bonus, I believe, which means pretty much after that first season, you only owe the man $17 million. So it's a very edible to move off of that contract after just 1 year. So I could see them giving Malik Willis kind of that contract where it looks sexy, like $100 million contract, but it's also something they can very easily move off of 1 year if all goes wrong. But I like Malik Willis. I like his talent. I like the fit here in Miami. Which brings us to our next team and the whole thing of, well, what's going to happen with Tua? Our next team is the Denver Broncos, okay? So I see the Broncos reaching out to Miami for a trade. And here's why. If Miami Dolphins trade Tua Tagovailoa, they will actually save $20 million in cap space next season. With that being known, I could see there being something like this in the works. Miami sends over Tua and a sixth-round pick for a seventh-round pick of the Denver Broncos. Denver sending over the lesser-valued pick, getting a higher-valued pick, and Tua to take on Tua's salary cap, if that makes sense. That way, everybody wins. The only one who kind of loses is Denver takes on Tua's numbers onto the books, which I don't know how much that would be, but it would be a large number in the millions, in the tens of millions, in the 20s of millions, probably. But Sean Payton, we've seen that he has no problem eating a cap hit. We've seen he has no problem inflating his ego, saying that I can be the best quarterback whisperer to any of these quarterbacks. F it. Give me Tua. I'd love to see it. So our next team that brings us to after Denver is it brings us to the Cardinals. Now, see, if things go haywire, Tua ends up staying in Miami. They don't want to move off him. They want to wait till 2027 to make that more, realistic move where they're not taking on so much dead cap. I could see that being an option too. I'm sure Hatley does not want to have Tua there as his quarterback for the first year, but he may not have a whole lot of options. If that were the case, I see Cardinals being the only other team in the Malik Willis manhunt. I think they're moving off of Kyler Murray. But that being said, this isn't a really sexy quarterback draft class or quarterback free agency. With a first-year head coach in Mike LaFleur, I could very well see him just running it back with Brissett and being all in for that 2027 draft class. And I know a lot of Cardinals fans probably don't want to hear that, another year of this mediocrity football. But there's a lot of positives to look forward to. Number one, you have two excellent wide receivers. Michael Wilson looks like a star. Marvin Harrison is too. Not Brock Bowers, I apologize. Trey McBride, between him and Bowers, best tight ends in the league. Laporta is also making a name for himself. Those are probably the top three tight ends in the league right now. I mean, someone's probably slipping my brain, but yeah, I really see them in the camp of if they can't get Willis, they're going to stick with Brissett, and they're just going to roll with it, and that 2027 draft class is looking sexy for them. Which leads us to the New York Jets. And I believe that their best option at quarterback would be trading for Kyler Murray. And they are the only team who should trade for Kyler Murray because they are the only team, if and when he's cut from the Cardinals, there is no way in hell Kyler Murray is going to walk his pretty little ass to New York and say, let me be a Jet. No. No one wants to play there. So if he has any other option, he's going to take it. The only way they're going to be able to acquire a quarterback is via trade and force someone to play quarterback there. So I think that's their best option. I mean, Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat, which I think is completely unfair. You give a former defensive back, two great corners in DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. Boom, they're both gone. Oh, it's okay. You got a star nose tackle. No, he's gone. Who else? Oh, you got Garrett Wilson? No, IR. It's fine, though. Justin Fields, he's going to hold that shit down at QB for you. Come on, man. Give Aaron Glenn a chance. Now we talk about former favorite teams of mine. Yeah, that was a sad year in my life as a Jets fan. Let's move on to my OG favorite team, who is no longer, but the Green Bay Packers. And what I think they will do. I think that they will do the exact same thing they did with Malik Willis. I think they're going to trade a 7th-round pick for a high-ceiling quarterback who didn't pan out. And that man would be Anthony Richardson. I would love to see Richardson backing up Love. No pun intended. But having him in that LaFleur offense, we saw what he could do with Malik Willis. But I do ask you one thing, Matt LaFleur. When it's 2nd and 10 against a division rival, please stop calling 4 verticals. Please. Who are you throwing to? Your 5'8" receivers downfield? Tucker Kraft's hurt. What are you doing, man? Stop with the 4 verticals. You have Josh Jacobs, who's an absolute hammer. No one wants to talk about. He may be the best receiving power back we've ever seen in football, but they don't utilize him. And I'm a Vikings fan now, but I still get upset because I got a lot of family who are Packers fans. So I'm riding for you guys, man. It'd be awesome to see Anthony Richardson acquired by the Green Bay Packers. I'd like to see what that looks like. My next team is going to be Indianapolis. And from what I hear around the building is that they really like Daniel Jones. From the coaching staff, from the players, everyone is all on board for Daniel Jones. Obviously, we've seen how long it takes to recover from an Achilles injury. So that means that they will have to have a stopgap in there to play for at least a month. And with Geno Smith probably being a cap casualty over there in Vegas, I would love to see Geno come over there, step in for a month, and show that he can still play in a team with awesome offensive line, great supporting cast at wide receiver, tight end, running back. I love the Colts defense, man. I've always been a huge supporter. Thought they've had the most underrated squad. They got dogs at nose tackle, dogs at end, dogs at linebacker. Everywhere you look, man, every level, they have animals. Most slept on defense in the league. So I'd love to see them run it back. And for this, I spent a lot of time in the state of Indiana. I spent a lot of time in Indianapolis. And I was really rooting for you guys last year with Halliburton. That has to be one of the most heartbreaking things that ever happened in sports. You guys had OKC in the clutches, and just seeing Halliburton go for that loose ball and tear his Achilles is heartbreaking. But for the same thing to happen to your guys' football team the following year, you're 7-1, starting quarterback tears his Achilles too. You can't make this shit up. Thankfully, your guys' college team was able to pull through for you this year. Mendoza. Give me Mendoza. But professionally, it's looking tough out there for you guys' Achilles. So hopefully Daniel Jones will run it back and we'll get things good. Now, when we are on the subject of bad Achilles, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and what I think they're going to do. I think they're just going to run it back. Bring the band back. Bring Rodgers back. Bring Mike McCarthy back. You got Roman Wilson at wide receiver too. You got DK Metcalf fighting fans at wide receiver 1. You got a 400-pound fat failed offensive lineman at tight end. What could go wrong? Sounds awesome. Sounds great. Run it back. Let's see. Now, for my last team. It's kind of something people are forgetting about. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL last year. So KC's going to need to address that. Um, I think they're going to go with a stopgap veteran. I think they're just going to bring Minshew back in. But Andy Reid loves his little quarterback process or projects, right? I think them bringing in Trey Lance makes a lot of sense to me. He's coming over from a division rival in LA, where most of their staff is staying the same. Harbaugh. Um, and he had an excellent preseason last year. He looked fantastic for the Chargers last year in their preseason. And we know they had a shaky offensive line, and we know their backup offensive line is horrible. So seeing him kind of operate, yeah, it was against twos and threes, but having a really good preseason, coming over from a division rival, there's a lot of upside there. And he's still young. So I'd love to see Casey kind of take a swing over and Trey Lance maybe try to rehabilitate his career. And that is the last of my quarterbacks on the quarterback matchmaking list. The last of my teams. Psych. How did I forget? The last, the best. The Minnesota Vikings, boys. What are we going to do at quarterback? What are we going to do? It's so funny I'm sitting here saying this because a couple years ago I stopped watching football because we re-signed this man. Now here I am pounding the table to bring him back. Kirko Chains, baby. Bring Kirko Chains back. I think it'd be an excellent mentor to JJ. I'm a U of M fan. I'm a Minnesota fan. I'm all in on JJ McCarthy. All in on 9. But to have that veteran presence in that locker room and not just Brosmer, I think it'd be super helpful for the development of JJ and the happiness of the other JJ at wide receiver. I think bringing Kirk Cousins in makes a lot of sense. I think he would take a team-friendly deal saying he's raked us for so many years of cash. Yeah, so I think it makes all the sense in the world. Just bring Kirko back once he gets cut from Atlanta and just see what we can do on offense. We have all the pieces, the defense, B-Flow is back. Let's go. So that officially is the end of my quarterback matchmaking, ending on a bang. Kirko back to Minnesota. But yeah, the Lowe Down Podcast is back, boys. It's back. Solo session today. Sorry if I'm a little rusty. We got to get the wheels back rolling. But QB Matchmaker, give me your comments. Let me know what you think. Follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Till next time.